I'll explain, okay? I'll pull over. I'll stop in front of the historic railway at Grenfell, and I'll tell you what the plan is, what's on the menu for today. I think it's the end of the line. All right, Grenfell. Bimby is that way, and we'll see where the road leads me. So it goes like this. Last night I stayed out at Ben Hall's cave campground. I have never in my life seen so many stars. It was terrific. The fire pit and the comfort of the Let's Go motorhome, and a million miles from worries. It was absolutely wonderful. Few hours just sitting back and looking up and watching the sky light up. It was terrific. Now I'm good to go again and document what comes of today's ride. I don't know what to expect. I've got the gravel bike. I've got the opportunity to go somewhere I've never ever been, and we'll see what happens. It could be a long day or it could be a relatively tranquil, but pacing, not racing. I've not seen these sites before, so everything is new. Join me? Right, let's go. Just as I roll away, a little breeze has picked up, but this morning has been so blissfully still. I opened the door of the motorhome this morning and there was a mob of kangaroos right next to the campervan. And then I watched the sun come up over the Weddin Mountains. Anyway, I'll try and show you something different. It'll be different for me no matter what happens. Let's get this show on the road. Okay, should I say let's go again? Grenfell is near where Henry Lawson was born, in the Grenfell goldfields. It's also the site of some silo art. Leaving the silos behind, taking a left turn here and see where I end up. Bimby, great name for a town, 34 kilometres into the headwind, and then the theory goes I'll come back sort of the way that I drove this morning from the campsite, and then collect the camper van which is stationed in Grenfell. Totally no idea what to expect, which is perfect for me. Out of the shadows came a shadow rapidly approaching. So the magpie kept me on my toes, but it was a gentle wakener, a gentle prompter to keep paying attention. One swoop and he was done, or she. You ever seen Dick's Creek before? Or is it Dick's Bridge? The reason I took the gravel bike was I wasn't certain what road surface would come up, because I wasn't certain which way I was going. So it's been road up until now, which is the 13 kilometre mark. So, it's Dick's Tanks Reserve. I just thought for just to get a little bit of gravel in me, I'd take a little side road. I'm 13k in and I've done a whole 4 meters of climbing. So there is a range, but I haven't even gone close to it. Some bees and some bird song. So currently doing as I planned to do today, meander, and then if something caught my eye, respond to it. So my first water crossing, and I just ambled across. And I don't know what Dick's Tank is all about, but I'm going to try and explain, well, to myself, what this is all about. So the theory behind my direction taking this morning. Bimby, which was the original plan, seems now to be off the cards because I'm on Dick's Road and I've been on here for 5 kilometres and I've added another 100 metres of climbing and pulling over just to get the mud out of my cleat. Bird life all around. And last night I stayed more or less on the other side of that range, Weddin Mountains. If you haven't been here, which was certainly the case for me until yesterday, I would highly recommend coming. There's many things to consider. Number one, come in September, because what I've done now, I've timed it to perfection. The temperature this morning was 11 degrees, but I was in t-shirt and shorts because there wasn't a breath of wind and it felt much warmer. The stars last night, as I've referenced earlier, incredible, just incredible. Anyway, you understand the point. And the other good thing is traffic. Forget about it. I parked my car in Main Street, Grenfell. I said, am I going to be okay? It's all right, buddy. No parking wardens here. Just park it straight. I tried. Okay, so I think I did a reasonable job. I'm sort of used to driving the van now and it's lovely. And now I'm just probably going to be distracted by some birds that are flying past me because I don't know what they are. But there's an attack. So there are bird wars going on all around as I pedal through along this dirt track, which I showed you earlier. And yeah, there's parrots and magpies and the usual suspects, but also some things I've not known. I couldn't tell you what they are, but it's a different song, a different aesthetic, and a different mood to what I know. So rolling once again, just past where I was with the mud on my cleat, and the attraction that brought me out here to Grenfell and to wherever I am currently, Weddin Mountain National Park, is that as I was driving towards Cowra from Orange the other day, I looked west past the canola fields and I thought, hey, what's that range? I wonder what's there. And then I even looked at a map and I even sort of mildly understood it and got my directions. Actually, I got them, I worked it out. And I thought, that's the Weddin Mountains. I'm going to go and look at that. I don't know what it is. And I know a little bit more now. There was a bush ranger called Ben Hall, who sounds like an arsehole, but, you know, there is that Australian tradition of celebrating arseholes who steal from people. And anyway, I guess it's part of the legend. I'm guessing Henry Lawson wrote a bit about him, and so his legend grew. I'll look into that. If you know more, and I'm embarrassing myself, sorry about that. I don't claim to be the font of all knowledge, but I do think that I'm showing you somewhere to ride, which is definitely worth investigating. All right, second water crossing, and it's not as severe. Managed that without any fuss. It's called going through a puddle. Like, that's how you know, a lot of us come to love the bike, riding through puddles. Oh, that feels a distant memory, but anyway, it doesn't matter how you came to the bike, so long as you keep using it. Once a bike rider, as I've said a million times before, always a bike rider. I'm curious to know if this is a dead end or if it's actually going to lead me somewhere, but I can't tell you, and I'm not looking at a map. I'm just tapping along. I think my guesstimate that I'll sort of weave around that range and then come out on the western side, the no mobile reception side, because everywhere else in the country I've noticed in the last month is very well served. A lot of 5G and plenty of 4G, but last night no G, nothing, nada. But anyway, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to come at my campsite from through the forest. Anyway, talking long enough to show you some smooth gravel. And I don't know if this is the Weddin Mountains or not, but it's bloody beautiful. And this morning, in the early morning light, canola, which, you know, whatever, you can take it or leave it, but it certainly stands out, and it's beautiful when you're driving along in a Let's Go motorhome, just up high and taking in that yellow glow. Well, you know what I've got? I might film long enough to show you, because I think dirt will soon turn to bitumen. So, left or right? I'll go left. So, you know how I was talking about canola a minute ago? Just wait, see if I can make it more dramatic. I will say this road surface, magical. Like, smooth, a few of these. But it is country and it has rained a lot lately. But right now, I could ride all day on these roads. There's a few little bits of bitumen in between the gravel, the dirt, the tracks, the fire trails, and there's beauty all around. Oh, I'm a good tourist. I feel like I'm becoming a good tourist. I could do this. Yeah, office life is looking pretty grim. Whew. One hour in, 25 kilometres, even though I've been idling and, you know, exploring and filming. And just a quick reference, car count, big fat, 0, nothing, not a single vehicle. Oh. I think that could be a driveway to someone's house. Didn't say private property. What to do? I'll work it out. Sometimes you win, sometimes you win. So it was a dead end, but I've turned around and guess what? Tailwind. See that? Barbed wire on the ground. Like, everything could come to a grinding halt right now. So, exploration's great, but it's also probably better to map out a route than do what I'm doing, because now I'm just stuck in someone's field and I feel really bad about it, but I've just got to get out of here now. Dear farmer, if you're watching this, thanks very much for letting me ride on your land without prior permission. You know when you're in the plane and you look down and you're flying over what looks like the middle of nowhere and you think, I wonder what is there? I can tell you. This. I would actually really quite like a bit of gravel road now, because I've been meandering around paddocks just trying to sort of get to any through road. And right now, this feels like a thoroughfare. Anyway, so gravel, grass, yeah, the canyon grail can do it all. I had a pain au chocolat, so I've achieved a bit of nourishment. But anyway, here, look, I've got full dirt track now. Probably leading to someone's farm and I shouldn't be there, but bear with me. Happy, happy, happy days. So I found someone's driveway. Yeah, they were fixing a tractor and they were underneath it. I said knock knock and I didn't hear that back from them. So I just said thank you very much and I kept riding through that little farm arrangement. So I've just been idling along this track. It's just been a gradual uphill, like 2 or 3%. And it's really quite pleasant. I did have a car with a trailer pass me and followed by a moto here. Just ahead is a kangaroo. He's hopping along in the woods there. Is he going to jump out in front of me or not? No. Anyway, I sort of thought I'll have a little bite to eat again when I get to a crest, but I don't know when that might be. So I sort of ended up, just on the other side of the range of where I meant to go. I'm at Holy Camp. I stayed here. So a little update, I just decided instead of going back along the road leading to that campsite, I'll take the fire trail that was next to it and just see where it leads me. And that's where I am at now. And I have no idea where it's leading me, but it's enjoyable riding. So yeah, that's it. See the goanna? I'm glad that's not running up my leg. I'm not sure if you can see him, but that's a pretty big critter. Oh. And yeah, it's the first goanna I've seen in a while. I don't know why, because they're usually everywhere, but just haven't been where they are. So since the goanna sighting, I have been reluctant to put my foot down, because yesterday driving out to Ben Hall's cave campsite, I saw a couple of snakes slithering across the road and they weren't little. I can pretend to be all Aussie and like complacent about snakes, but I'm not, because they do freak me out when I see them. But no worries. I haven't seen one on the bike today, but I have seen so many kangaroos. Oh my God, it is clearly a haven for them out here. Duh. You know, it is Australia and stuff. I put my foot on the ground and there was no brown snake chewing into my leg, so happy, happy, happy days. Also, just for the record, when the canyon first came out with the grail idea, these handlebars and blah, 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 I'll be truthful, I laughed and I made derogatory comments to myself, like, what the, that kind of thing. And like, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was like some April Fool's gag, but riding here, when it's rough and I don't need to use the brakes, riding up on that bouncy bit, bloody fantastic. So thanks, Canyon. Sort of something that I thought was ridiculous, but it's actually really good. Oops, I did it again. I followed my nose, and my nose can't sniff the right direction out here. So anyway, tapping away. The Strava file is going to look weird. Everyone's going to be like, what? Yeah. Guess what? I found myself to the road back to town. It's been a hell of an adventure. Glad I wasn't on the road bike. And it's opened my eyes. I got lost. I got a little bit worried at times, but on the whole, I've really enjoyed the ride. I don't feel tired. I feel invigorated. I feel happy. I feel wiser because I've done something I hadn't done before. Good stuff. So, again, you know, if you can follow the cues that I offer, that's a good idea, I reckon, because you'll have a great time on the bike out in the country. But don't follow my Strava route. Trust me, you do not want to go where I went today. Like, bits of it, sure, but the bits where I was like, am I going to make it out of here? Don't do that. Paddocks of dreams. I was told by my wife they're not fields, they're paddocks. But there's nothing to do with baseball out there, and everything to do with, you know, seeing some of my country. Oh, I'm happy. I've told you a million times I'm happy about doing this, but I'll tell you once more. I think it's been a treat, and it's not going to be the last time I do this either. And back to town. Now I've got to decide where I'm going to stay tonight. Oof. Lunch? Possibly. Made it.